Welcome to Hannity. And yesterday, the Trump administration carried out a successful strike on a Venezuelan boat full of narco-terrorists. So naturally, the left has now come out in favor of protecting narco-terrorists, bringing in drugs that are killing Americans every single day. Senator Ted Cruz, he will weigh in tonight. Plus, the new leader of the Democratic Party, at least one of them, and that is Jasmine Crockett, is once again in the spotlight. Take a look at what she said this time.
When the biggest threat to free speech right now is the old guy that is sitting over in the Oval.
All right, House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan will join us with reaction in just a moment. But first, tonight, the left has outdone themselves. They have stooped to yet another new low, teaming up with their allies in the corrupt state-run legacy media mob to manufacture an ugly, sick, twisted medical hoax about President Trump. Now, online rumors that the president had either died or was suffering from a serious medical crisis spread like wildfire on the left, all because he hadn't been seen in public for a couple of days leading up to the holiday weekend, the Labor Day weekend. In fact, in a lighthearted moment yesterday in the Oval Office, our very own Peter Doocy asked the president when he first found out he had died, that he was dead. Take a look.
How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
No.
People didn't see you for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Really? I didn't see that. You know, I have heard, it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said, there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape.
Now, Peter Doocy, he'll join us in just a moment. Now, these rumors, they persisted throughout the weekend, despite the president actually being seen on video before golfing on Saturday. And while he did not hold any public events for just a couple of days leading into the holiday weekend, I can promise you he was working behind the scenes in ways that, well, you don't know about. But that did not stop the radical left, the legacy media mob, from running with their latest hoax. My question tonight is, you know, where was all of the sudden panic during the last 4 years when Joe Biden was president, missing in action almost always? They didn't seem to mind when Biden, held zero public events for an 8-day stretch. For 4 years, we had a president who would routinely disappear from the public eye for days at a time, even ran his 2020 campaign from his basement bunker away from the press, and spent far less time engaging with reporters for 4 years than President Trump has in 8 months. In fact, Biden couldn't even drag a beach chair, you might recall, through the sand without, look, I'm going to fall over. It's very heavy, very tiresome. Anyway, but his handlers in the White House, they covered up his cognitive decline, 4 years, and now one of the worst offenders, remember, circle back Jen Psaki, had the audacity to question President Trump's health? Really? You can't make this one up. Take a look.
He had been basically absent from the public eye since last Tuesday, which was his longest stretch away from cameras since becoming president. And that absence, and you may have seen this over the weekend if you looked at any social media platform, prompted quite a wave of online speculation about the president's health and well-being. And look, we may never know why Donald Trump suddenly spent a week hiding entirely from the American public, but you don't actually need baseless online conspiracies to explain why he might not want to show his face in public right now.
Maybe he took a couple of days off, finally. The guy's been working nonstop 24/7 for 8 straight months. Now, circle back, Jen Psaki spent years covering for Biden's cognitive decline, even once claiming she had a hard time keeping up with him, and later said she saw no signs of his decline before that disaster of a debate against Trump. Take a look.
I will say I have nothing to read out on the president's private exercise regime, but I can tell you, having traveled with him a fair amount, sometimes he's hard to keep up with.
I never saw that person, not a single time, and I was in the Oval Office every day, that was on that debate stage. I'm not a doctor. Aging happens quite quickly.
Okay, it wasn't just circle back Jen Psaki who jumped at the opportunity. Stephen Colbert, recently canceled, had to scold his audience I think it was contrived for booing after he told them that Trump was alive. Was he expecting a different response? Take a look. You decide.
When I came back in the office, I was shocked to learn that this weekend, the biggest story was frenzied social media rumors speculating whether Donald Trump had died. For the record, Donald Trump is very much alive, okay? And no, we like our presidents alive.
Oh, that was not the response he was definitely looking for. Now, Jimmy Kimmel, also poking fun at the president's health, likened him to Dracula. Take a look.
Everyone gets all worked up. Here's the thing. Donald Trump will never die. Forget it. He's like Dracula. He's going to keep sucking the life out of us forever.
The great irony here is they keep this up, their obsession, it's 24/7. My guess is Jimmy Kimmel is doubling down on his Trump hatred. He knows his show is officially on cancellation watch for low ratings, as his numbers are worse than Colbert's, if you can believe it, and he will want to blame Donald Trump when, in fact, his show does get canceled. Not wishing for it, it's just a reality in television. You have ratings that low, guess what? You're going to get canceled. And the print headlines, they were just as bad. Take a look at this one from the AP. Trump says social media conspiracies about his death were wrong. You can't make it up. From this one, from the New Yorker, Trump's big announcement. He's not dead. But the best headline, maybe of the day, belongs to Politico. Trump denies that he's dead. Okay. You know, what a kind of unserious time we are living in. But of all the vile and moronic talk about President Trump's health, the worst by far came from former MSDNC host Joy Reid. Now, she actually claimed President Trump wasn't really shot at the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania last July. Just listen to her.
He's got these magical doctors who claim that he was shot in the ear, but his ear, I guess, grew back. He had a Duplo bandage on 1 minute, no bandage the next. We can't get a medical record from this alleged assassination. He was supposedly shot. We have nothing. We've got nothing.
Where's the investigative? Where are the investigative records? One day he slapped his maxi pad on his ear. The next day the ear is totally fine.
It's fine.
We actually had it on live television. Maybe you missed it. Then, of course, we've got Mr. Macho Governor Goofball. That was Kamala Harris's running mate. Tampon Tim said this, and we showed you this last night. It's worth showing one more time.
Look, I get it. You get up in the morning and you doom scroll through things, and although I will say this, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. There will be news sometime, just so you know, there will be news.
It's really just one disgusting remark after another. President Trump was shot on live TV. You know, remember we had somebody lose their life that day, shielding his family from bullets. Joy Reid, or like Joyless Behar, claiming it was just a miracle. Doctors who fabricated the whole thing. And Tim Walz, the Democratic Party's former VP nominee. Is this how delusional the Democratic Party's now become? There's no human being alive who lives rent-free in more people's heads than Donald J. Trump. He has an entire political party on their heels on a daily basis because they bubble and fizz like Alka-Seltzer in water with every single word he says. The state-run legacy media mob, they don't realize it. They are dead. I told you in 2007, journalism is dead. I told you after this last presidential election, legacy media is dead. And they've lost all influence because Donald Trump has forever tattooed the words fake and news right into their foreheads. They will never regain the trust of the American people, nor should they. And no matter how hard they try, they're not going to recover. They can't beat Trump, and they know it. So what? They hear fake rumors of a health problem, run with that, likely hoping that it's true. He was killed. You know, he has killed all credibility if they ever had any, and now lives rent-free in all of their heads. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.